Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I hope we find ourselves with good health and strong iman on this 15th November, 12th of Muharram. And I hope we all have been watching the images coming out of Philippines. And there are 4 things we can do. First and foremost, remember everybody in your prayers. Number 2, donate to the cause directly through a known organization. And number 3, support the local cause and charities and social services here at home. And the 4th thing we can do is thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all the blessings that He has given us. And inshallah we can appreciate that a little bit more. A special lecture on purification of the heart with Imam Siddiqi will be held tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then on Sunday, IOK, which is Institute of Knowledge, will be holding their day-long conference at the Anaheim Hilton. And the theme will be amazed by the Quran. More information on that a little bit later. And ISOC is pleased to introduce our Family Ummah Night, FUN Fun Nights. This will be held twice a month on the 1st and 3rd Fridays. We'll be having the Friday evening filled with great programs, talks, and good food. Our first Family Ummah Night will be on December 6th. Inshallah, more details to follow. And then save the date for Islamic Relief. Will be holding their 20th anniversary Gala of Gratitude. Special guests will be Imam Siraj Wahaj and Maher Zain. Tickets are available from the ISOC main office here. And as you may know, ISOC is opening up a host of activities and programs. If you want to be part of the next generation of movers and thinkers at ISOC, then stop by at the booth outside and complete a volunteer form, and inshallah somebody will be in touch with you. ISOC has a job opening for a preschool director. This is a full-time position, and more information can be obtained at orangecrescent.com. And then our Islamic Weekend School, alhamdulillah, over 33 years of existence. In fact, it is the longest running program here at ISOC, is going through another transformation, and we are redesigning the entire program, and your help is needed. We're looking to hire more dynamic and inspiring teachers to teach all grade levels for Islamic studies and Quran. So please stop by the booth outside for more information. And the Muslim Youth Group will be going ice skating today at the rinks in Anaheim from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Cost is $8 for up to age 15, $10 for ages 16 plus. Come out and join us for a night out of fun. Stop by the ISOC booth outside for more information. And starting from today, ISOC is launching its winter socks drive. This is a flyer that you can get outside as you're leaving. This is an effort that we do on an annual basis, especially during the winter months. There are a lot of people within Southern California, Muslims and non-Muslims, that literally have very, very little to their name. And this is an effort we make to make sure that people are kept warm, and specifically socks. So if you're going out shopping, grab a bag of socks, keep the rest, donate a couple of them, make sure they are new. And there are going to be boxes and stations outside. So as you're coming throughout the week or next Jummah, this will continue for the next few weeks. So make sure you bring clean, new socks. And stop by at the Rahma Cafe after prayers and enjoy your favorite lunch and snacks. There is obviously Indo-Pakistan food, Chinese, and Persian food as well, along with all of your drinks and favorite snacks. And then we welcome Sheikh Nouman Ali Khan as our guest khatib today. Inshallah, he will be also at the Institute of Knowledge day-long conference here on Sunday. So please make sure you visit this conference on Sunday, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the khutbah today. And then we end on a very sorrow note. We will be praying Salat al-Janaza for 2 of our dear community members, Brother Sayyid Muzaffar Imam and Sister Zubaida Abdul Karim Sabadia. They both are relatives of many prominent members within our community, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive their mistakes, overlook their shortcomings, make their journey in the grave a pleasant one, full of sakina, full of tranquility and peace. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enter them into paradise without questioning. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant the family members patience in this difficult time. And if you are, today, since it is, the time has come up, and Maghrib is at 5 o'clock, people have to get to the cemetery and then be back in time for Asr. So if you are double parked, inshallah, we will repeat this announcement later today again. So make sure right after the prayers, visit the cemetery so we can be back in time for Asr. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله. الحمد لله خالق الوجود من العدم، وجاعل النور من الظلم، ومخرج الصبر من الألم، وملقي التوبة على الندم. فنشكره على المصائب كما نشكره على النعم، ونصلي على رسوله الأكرم ذي الشرف الأشم والنور الأتم والكتاب المحكم وكمال النبيين والخاتم، سيد ولد آدم الذي بشر به عيسى بن مريم ودعا لبعثته إبراهيم عليه السلام حين كان يرفع قواعد بيت الله المحرم. فصلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أتباعه خير الأمم الذين بارك الله بهم كافة الناس العرب منهم والعجم. فالحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا، والحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه، ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له، ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله أرسله الله تعالى بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا فصلى الله عليه وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا ثم أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها وإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يقول سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم بعد أن أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الذين آمنوا والذين هاجروا وجاهدوا في سبيل الله أولئك يرجون رحمة الله والله غفور رحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واللهم ثبتنا عند الموت بلا إله إلا الله واللهم اجعلنا من الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر آمين يا رب العالمين. I'd like to start by saying that I'm very honored to be back here again after a few years. Alhamdulillah, I pray that the community is doing well, and I make dua that the masjid and the families that are part of this masjid and the community here at large is blessed by Allah Azza wa Jal, and they're able to face the challenges that all of us are facing everywhere in the world, and especially in the West. We're able to face them in a way that doesn't compromise the integrity of our faith. Today, inshallah, I wanted to share with you just some reflections from just one ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah. And this is ayah number 218. It seems very straightforward what Allah Azza wa Jal revealed in this ayah, and it's easy to translate also. Inna alladhina amanu is something that probably everyone in the audience knows what it means. No doubt those who've had iman, or those who've had faith. Walladhina hajaru, and those who migrated, and we'll come back to that in a second. Walladhina hajaru wajahadu fi sabilillah, and those who struggled as best they could against all odds in the path of Allah. Ulaika yarjuna rahmat Allah, those are the people in fact that are hopeful in Allah's mercy. Wallahu ghafurun rahim, and Allah is exceedingly forgiving, always merciful. It seems pretty straightforward enough, but in this ayah is actually a very starch and very clear and very powerful depiction of reality in the life of a believer. All of us at one point or another, the ones that are in this hall, the ones that are listening to Khutbatul Jum'ah, obviously are people that have taken their step towards Iman. We've taken our Shahada, or we were blessed to be born in a Muslim family, so we have Iman. But you know, there are levels of Iman. And so the first thing I want to talk to you about today is the two ways of thinking about our faith. There's a way to think about our faith that Allah gave us by virtue of which we recognize each other. So if I'm in a store somewhere and I see a brother in hijab, or a brother in a beard, a sister in hijab with a family and something like that, I can just tell that these are Muslims. So I'll just walk over and say Assalamu alaikum. You know, there's an appearance that kind of gives them away. Or somebody comes up and says Assalamu alaikum, you're not going to assume that they're Christian or Jewish or whatever. You're going to say Wa alaikum assalam, right? So we have this principle in Islam that we don't actually judge each other's Islam, and we don't actually judge each other's state of how close we are to Allah or not. As a matter of fact, Allah Azza wa Jal wants us to give the most benefit of the doubt to the other Muslim. وَلَا تُلْقُوا لِمَنْ أَلْقَى إِلَيْكُمُ السَّلَامَ لَسْتَ مُؤْمِنًا. You know, anybody who says salam to you, you should not say about that person, they're not a believer. Not even lasta musliman, but rather lasta mu'minan. Iman was mentioned. Why? Because for a Muslim, we're not supposed to look at another Muslim and say, this guy doesn't have good iman, or that guy's faith is really weak, or he's not that good of a Muslim, etc. We can't do that. We're not supposed to be doing that. Now, does that mean that we cannot judge actions? No. And that's the limit for Muslims, right? For us, we can judge people's actions, but we cannot judge their hearts. We cannot tell if they're far from Allah or close to Allah. We cannot tell if they're a fasiq or a munafiq or anything. We can't tell those things. That's between them and Allah. All we can judge is action. So if somebody lies, you can say that's not something good that you did. But just because somebody lies doesn't mean they're a hypocrite. That could mean they're weak. They made a mistake. You know, that doesn't negate the presence of iman inside their hearts. This alone is a very difficult lesson for a lot of Muslims, because very easily and very quickly we pass judgment on other Muslims, right? We see their behavior, we see how they're acting, and we say, well, based on this behavior, you must be a munafiq, or you must be corrupt, or you must be evil, etc., etc., etc. You can't do that. You can't do that. And the principle behind that is very powerful. Because even in the most obvious cases, the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade judging the state of another person. In the most obvious cases, He forbade it. And even He was given, through revelation, He was given the names of the munafiqun. It was not something He judged Himself, it was given to Him by revelation. In other words, only Allah knows what's going on inside the heart. So because of that, as a result of that, I and you are in an equal position. We are all believers as far as each other is concerned. What's going on behind this closed chest, in the privacy of our chest, between us and Allah, is between us and between Allah, and Allah knows better than we do even, where we stand. Now, when Judgment Day comes, the iman that we gave each other, benefit of the doubt of, doesn't mean anything. That iman means nothing. The real iman that we were hiding inside, the one that only Allah knew about, that's the only one that means something. So there's a faith that we have on our tongue, that we wear, that is part of our identity. If your name is Muhammad or Hassan or Ahmad and things like that, we're going to assume you're a Muslim, for example. Right? If you see somebody making salat, we're going to assume you're a Muslim. That's the benefit of the doubt you and I will give to each other. But that's on the outside. On the inside is when the truth will come out on Judgment Day. And there are some people who you and I thought, man, this guy's not even a good Muslim. And they're going to have an amazingly close relationship to Allah on Judgment Day. And there are people we thought were very close to Allah, or even I about myself, I thought I was very close to Allah, and it comes out on Judgment Day that not exactly. That is why when Allah describes the state, what is of value on Judgment Day, إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. There's nothing that will benefit you on that day, no money, no children. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Except somebody who comes to Allah with a sound heart. The heart is all that matters. So the one thing we cannot judge here is my point. The one thing we cannot judge here about anyone is the only thing that will matter on Judgment Day. That's the only thing that will matter. Nothing else will be, everything else is put on the side. All of it is put on the side. Now, this ayah that I wanted to share with you is not about the iman of the outside. This is about the iman of the inside. If you don't make that distinction from the beginning, you're going to miss the lessons that this ayah carries. When Allah Azza wa Jal says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, no doubt about it, those who genuinely had iman. Those who came to the faith. Those who accepted the faith on their tongue. That's why our ulama very eloquently said, إِقْرَارٌ بِاللِّسَانِ وَتَصْدِيقٌ بِالْقَلْبِ. It's very eloquent. You accept it by the tongue and you're confirming it in your heart. They said that because they're saying it's two parts. It's the outside and the inside. This ayah is about the inside and the out, at first both, right? So you accept the faith and you became a Muslim, I became a Muslim, or we became a conscious Muslim, some of us. Some of us were born and raised Muslims, and we kind of didn't really care about our faith for a long time. And then something happened in our life, and through some blessing of Allah, you decided to wake up. Maybe you're one of the Muslims sitting in the audience today, you didn't even come to Jum'ah for a long time. You didn't even come to this prayer for a long time, and now you started coming. Right? Something happened inside you that said, no, I have to get closer to Allah. These are the people Allah is talking about. Now the thing is, once you experience even the least amount of faith, the least amount of iman, it's a treasure that you don't want to lose. It's something you want to preserve, and you want to make it stronger and stronger and stronger. It's something you have to take care of. And sometimes I compare our iman to like a plant that needs constant attention. You can't just say, I put the seed in the ground, I'm okay, I'm done. You got to take care of it. And even when it's growing, when it's coming up a little bit, it's got a lot of threats. The wind could destroy it. The insect could destroy it. If you don't give it enough water, it could destroy it. If it doesn't get enough sun, it could destroy it. Right? Things can ruin your iman. So you have to constantly take care of it. And the moment you say, you know what, I watered it like last month, should be all right. I don't need more. Then you know what, that's when you realize that you don't even realize that this iman is dying. It's withering away. So it's something that's delicate and has to be taken care of. This ayah is about how do you take care of your iman? How do you keep it? And why should you keep it anyway? I mean, if you want to really take care of something, it requires a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort to maintain something, to keep something intact, Then why should we take care of it? Well, because at the end of this ayah, Allah Azza wa Jal gave us the incentive. أُولَٰئِكَ يَرْجُونَ رَحْمَةَ اللَّهِ. Those people, in fact, are hopeful of Allah's mercy. In other words, they legitimately have the right to be hopeful. Everybody hopes that Allah will take care of them on Judgment Day. Everybody hopes that. This ayah is about which people actually have the right to have that hope. Which people actually deserve realistically to have that expectation from Allah that Allah will show them love and mercy on Judgment Day. That Allah will show them, and by the way, not even love and mercy on Judgment Day, because it's not even mentioned here and in the Akhirah. Here and in the Akhirah. So how do we preserve this delicate thing that we have inside, that we feel sometimes but we don't feel a lot of times, right? Subhanallah, it's easy to feel once in a while. Maybe you're standing in one prayer, out of all the prayers in Ramadan, it hits you and tears start coming down your eyes. You're listening to lectures and talks all the time. Once in a while, one time somebody says one thing and Allah opens the door in your heart and you feel the sweetness of that iman. How do you preserve it? Allah Azza wa Jal mentions, Inna alladhina amanu walladhina hajaru. This is the key. This is really the essence of the matter. Those people who believed, and especially those who after they believed, they abandoned. Hajaru. And you know, hajara in Arabic, the mufa'ala form suggests a struggle. To abandon something, to migrate, is two things. Migrating away from something and migrating towards something. When someone is an immigrant, they have left a place and they have found a new place. Two things have happened, right? Not just one. And in both things there's a challenge. Whenever you have an immigrant, they lived somewhere, someplace was their home, they were comfortable there. They had friends there, they were familiar with all of it. And when they migrated from it, they left all things that they were comfortable with and familiar with. So immigration is difficult. When you come to a new place, it may be exciting and better and all of those things, but you know what? It's still hard. It's very hard to adjust. For a lot of families that come to the United States, it's very hard to adjust. And for a lot of families that leave the United States, it's very hard to adjust. It's hard to make hijrah. This idea of al-muhajara or al-hijra in the Arabic language actually implies, even from the form of the verb, that it's going to be difficult, that it's going to be hard. But what migration is Allah talking about here? Not the immigration for a green card. That's not what He's talking about. What's He talking about though? When you and I truly experience iman, before iman you were comfortable with certain things. They were a part of your life. They were no big deal. After iman, you have to make the effort to migrate away from those things. Before you tasted the sweetness of iman, you used to sit there and watch a movie and some stuff came on and you didn't mind. Or you looked away for a second, but you didn't really feel bad. Or if nobody else was in the room, you didn't even look away. Before that, before the iman came in, it really hit you, you had no censorship inside of you. Before iman came in, you had no control over your temper. Before iman came in, you had no control over your tongue. When you started hanging out with your friends and one of them used foul language, you can use 10 times the worst foul language and not even think twice about it. You had no reservations and you were totally comfortable. You can call it you were in your comfort zone. When you start making hijrah after iman, there were things that you were completely comfortable with and you start moving away from them. And that moving away is not easy. For someone who uses foul language all the time, letting it go is harder than a baby letting go of the bottle. Sometimes it's very difficult. Every other word that comes in their mouth is boop, boop. They can't help it. They can't, and they really have to work hard to readjust, realign their tongue. It takes time. Not something that happens easy. So you'll have, for example, some people that work with youth. Muslims that work with youth. And in the youth groups you get all kinds of kids coming in. Some kids that have never been to the masjid. They're like Muslim kids, but they've never really been in an Islamic environment. They come from public school. And so when they come and use the language, that is no big deal to them. It's no big deal to them. But you've never heard that kind of language in the masjid before. You're in shock. Like, how could you? Astaghfirullah al-azim. كيف يتحدث? ماذا يقول هذا? What's he saying? La hawla wa la quwwata. Actually, it's the fact that he came here, his hijrah just began. And now he's got a long way to go. Because the hijrah doesn't happen in one shot. Especially in old times. A journey of leaving your home and getting somewhere is a painful, long process. So you don't expect people to change overnight. And in the ayah there's a gift. That if you have the gift of iman, if you've tasted the gift of iman, then don't be so hard on yourself that you haven't changed everything about yourself overnight. But so long as you're constantly making progress, Because a migrant is every step is a step away from what he was used to and a step towards a new kind of life, isn't it? So you can't be in one place and say, I'm making hijrah. You can't be in one place and call yourself a muhajir. You see, when you've reached your destination, you're a sakin. From the Arabic perspective, you're a sakin. You've settled. You stop moving. And if you never left, then your hijrah never began. So you and I have to learn to ask ourselves some very difficult and very honest questions. Am I making progress towards becoming a better person? Are there certain things I used to be comfortable with yesterday that I am a little less comfortable with today? I'm a little less comfortable with tomorrow? Is there a company that I hang out with? Some of you Muslims work in a corporate setting. Your co-workers go out for a beer. You're like, oh, I'll just go with them. I'll get a Pepsi. I'll just get some water. But you're sitting in a bar, surrounded by alcohol. The environment is that of, because the alcohol itself isn't just haram, it's evil according to the Quran. It's not just haram. It's rijsum min amal shaitan. So shaitan doesn't just, Allah did not just forbid us from alcohol, but its effects. It takes an effect. But you're just sitting there, when your iman kicks in, you're like, guys, I don't know, I don't feel good in a bar. I don't want to go. You guys go ahead if you want to go. I can't do that, I'm Muslim. It's not right for me. But you know what? Maybe before you weren't so uncomfortable, but now slowly you start getting more and more uncomfortable. These are the effects of iman. I'm actually reminded of a European fellow that I met at a masjid in Texas, who was just sitting in the masjid, just sitting there between Maghrib and Isha. Nobody's in the masjid. This guy's just sitting by himself. So I went up and started talking to him, and I noticed when I got closer, he was sitting there crying. And he told me he's from a Muslim family, but they kind of left practicing Islam when they moved to the US maybe 30 years ago. And they got into the liquor business. So his brother opened a bar, and he made good money, so he opened a bar. Then he opened another bar. He owns 7 bars. In the city of Dallas, the guy owns 7 bars, and he's sitting in a masjid. Right? He goes, one day it just hit me. And I was watching something online and some YouTube video to another, and I was just listening to some Quran, and I said, I can't do this anymore. And so this has been maybe 30 years I've never been in a masjid. This is the first time I'm in a masjid after 30 years. You know what that was? That was a hijrah. And he tasted iman, and now he didn't sell all of his businesses yet. His family doesn't even know he's in the masjid, but he took a step, didn't he? He took a step, and that step has to be, it's delicate right now. It's delicate. You got to take care of people like that and give them strength so they can take another step, and then they can take another step, and they can take another step. This is what has to happen with people, And if we don't respect that people are making a struggle, they're trying, they're doing whatever they can. If we don't respect that, then people give up. People give up. That's the other problem with Muslims. One, we judge people. The second thing is, when people don't give us like the perfect score, people aren't exactly what we expect them to be, they're not good enough. And we pass judgment on them right away. Man, give people a chance. Let them make their hijrah. They're still on the way. They're still on the way. And when people are in a hijrah, when they're in a difficult journey, and by the way, you guys know, in the ancient Arabia, if you made hijrah, you make it on a camel, or you make it on barefoot, or you make it on a mule. And you're traveling across the hot desert. So if anything, you don't need to come by and drive by and say, hey man, you're not far away enough yet. They need some water. They need some supplies. They need some support. They need to be told the destination is close. Just keep going. They need encouragement. That's what they need. That's what people need. That's what people in our family need. There are girls, so many girls that have such a war inside their heads, war inside their hearts, whether I should cover my body or not. Forget hijab, even cover my body. Teenage girls are under so much pressure to expose themselves. Their self-worth is associated with how much they expose themselves in our world. It's a disgusting reality. It's a disgusting reality, but it exists. Go to any high school. As a matter of fact, go to any middle school. This has become a reality. There's a psychological war happening with our daughters. And we just think they're just going to put a hijab on. Why don't they put it on? Why doesn't my daughter like to wear it? You don't know what she's going through. You don't know the pressures she's facing. You don't know the kind of problem, what kind of things people say at school. We have to appreciate the struggles they're going through and help them work through them. Because if you come down too hard, then they just give up. I can't do it. Forget it. My parents made me do it, but the moment I got old enough, I stopped. And then we get even more upset. They got older, how come they didn't change? Subhanallah. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَاجَرُوا. Then comes وَجَاهَدُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Then they struggled in Allah's path. The first step was you walk away from the things Allah doesn't like. You start your journey to abandon those things. For some of you that are sitting in the audience today, you know what your hijrah is going to be when this khutbah is done? If you experience a little bit of an ounce of iman, you know what your hijrah is going to be? You're going to delete Netflix off of your phone. You're going to delete the Amazon Play app off of your phone. You're going to delete some of the games off your phone that are taking all of your free time, and you don't remember Allah at all. All you remember is, where do you hit the bird on the tower? That's all you remember. That's going to be your first step in hijrah. It's not the only step, but it's going to be a step. Some of you are going to sign off of Facebook because it's becoming a problem for you. Facebook itself isn't evil, but you can use it for a lot of evil things, can't you? Some of you are going to have to erase a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, a lot of stuff that shouldn't be there. And that's going to be your hijrah. It takes that, and it's not easy. It's not easy. And shaitan comes and says, man, high-speed internet, you can download it right back. Don't worry about it. Just do it. But hijrah means you don't turn back. You moved out of there already. I already left that place. I used to like it, but my iman made me move. That's real faith. And if you're not moving, here's the scary part. If you're not moving, if you're not changing, if nothing is changing about you, if nothing is changing about me, and we're in the same bad habits, and we know they're bad, we know they're bad. It's not like we don't know. We know they're bad, and we justify it to ourselves and say, at least I have iman. This ayah is there to tell us, actually, you think you have iman. Because if you had iman, you would be doing hijrah. If you had iman, you would be moving. If you had iman, something would have been changing about you. You wouldn't just be saying, I have iman, at least I have that, so I'm good enough. No. The iman that is good enough, remember what I started with? The iman that is good enough is just so we can judge each other. That's not for Allah and us. For Allah wants to see progress. I shouldn't expect progress from you. You shouldn't expect progress from me, but Allah expects progress from each of us individually. That's between us and Allah. Don't be delusional about that one. And once we do successfully make that migration, then, when you leave something, you have to fill it with something else. When somebody stops eating, haram, then they have to replace it with eating halal. When they stop doing one thing, they have to start doing another thing, right? So for young people, for example, if it may not necessarily be ibadah, like I met some young guys that, they said, man, every Friday night I just go to the club. Muslim guy, just flat out told me I go to the club every Friday night. I was like, how about you start playing basketball? You like playing basketball? Yeah. Okay, why don't you come join the youth group and they play ball every Friday night? If you can't, I'm not going to tell him, go make Qiyamul Layl Friday night. The guy's at a club. Let's start small. Let's start with, okay, why don't you migrate away from the club and just at least play basketball? At least do that. Then maybe there's a basketball game near a masjid. Then some of the guys are saying, hey man, let's go pray Isha and then eat some or play ball and then we'll go eat together and just hang out and talk. One thing at a time. One step at a time, right? But this idea that we have to migrate, and when we do, then over time, you know what happens? Those same young people that were in the depths of darkness and little by little they came towards light, they become people who struggle for Allah. That time that they used to waste is now replaced with an urge to want to do something for deen. So you'll find young people all across America, all across Europe, all across Australia, all across Malaysia. Young people that are not in clubs, young people that are not in movie theaters, young people that are coming and saying, Ustad Nouman, I want to do something for Islam. I don't know what to do. What can I do? And when I hear those words, it almost makes me cry. Because young people have so many temptations in front of them, so many distractions in front of them, and this young person, Allah has given them the gift of iman, that they went from إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا to وَالَّذِينَ هَاجَرُوا, and they want to work towards وَجَاهَدُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. And for those people, Allah says, أُولَٰئِكَ يَرْجُونَ رَحْمَةَ اللَّهِ. If you are fortunate to be among those people, then listen to this ayah. You are the kinds of people that have the right to hope for Allah's mercy. You should not ever think Allah is not going to forgive me for the mistakes I made in the past. I'm not good enough. Is what I'm doing good enough? No, no, no. Have hope in Allah. أُولَٰئِكَ يَرْجُونَ رَحْمَةَ اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. And Allah is exceedingly forgiving. He's always loving and merciful. May Allah Azza wa Jal make all of us a people of Iman and a people of Hijrah and a people of Jihad fi sabilillah. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikri al-Hakim. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على أفضلهم وخاتم النبيين محمد الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يقول الله عز وجل في كتابه الكريم بعد أن نقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله رحمكم الله اتقوا الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Turn your cell phones off. Please make your lines as straight as you can. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدنه ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا وينذر الذين قالوا اتخذ الله ولدا ما لهم به من علم ولا لآبائهم كبرت كلمة تخرج من أفواههم إن يقولون إلا كذبا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. فلعلك باخع نفسك على آثارهم إن لم يؤمنوا بهذا الحديث أسفا إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا وإنا لجاعلون ما عليها صعيدا جرزا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Some of you know who I am. My name is Nouman Ali Khan. As was mentioned before the Jumu'ah prayer, my visit here is for the purpose of a conference that's being held on Sunday in association with the IOK with Sheikh Nouman Beg. I'm going to be there, my colleague Sheikh Abdul Nasser is going to be there, and there's a slew of other speakers, mashallah, that are going to be there also. And the program itself is called Amazed by the Quran. It's a set of durus from the Quran, and the purpose of it is to kind of invigorate the iman of the community. So it's a good opportunity for you and your family to come and attend. There's a booth outside with Sheikh Anas with information on it. You can sign up there. I think it's already, I think about 1,000 people or more have already signed up. So the seats are kind of limited. So if you'd like to come, please do sign up today. If you don't get a chance to go to the table, you can go to amazedbythequran.com and sign up there. Amazedbythequran.com. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Shukran. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much, Sheikh Nouman Ali Khan. May Allah bless you for a very inspiring message that you gave, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the efforts that you are doing. We'll be praying Salatul Janaza for two people. Brother Sayyid Muzaffar Imam, may Allah bless him and give him place in Jannah, and give patience to his family members, especially his brother-in-law Ismail Habibullah, who is here. And also we'll be praying for our sister Zubayda Abdul Karim, mother of brother Abdul Rahim Sabadia, and also brother Zahid, brother Musa, brother Ghulam, and the daughters Zahra and Hamida, and also mashallah 8 grandchildren. May Allah give them all patience, and her husband, of course, brother Nur Muhammad. May Allah give them patience and sabr, inshallah, and give her the place in Jannah. Tomorrow, inshallah, between Zuhr and Asr, there will be reading of the Quran for Sister Zubayda, as well as another sister who passed away yesterday, and Suraya Latif. So both families, inshallah, will be here, and we'll be reading of the Quran tomorrow between Zuhr and Asr prayer. So those of you who can come, please join, inshallah. Also, please remember in your dua, several people who requested dua. Sister Rukhsana Yusuf is suffering from cancer, Our dear brother Dr. Alim Sayyid, alhamdulillah, he is much better now. He's out of the hospital, but he is recovering from his home. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him full recovery. Sister Persia Hutchison, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give her also the health and keep her in good, inshallah, health. She is 91-year-old, but not very well. And Sister Rafia Mir Ali is also very sick. Make dua for her. And brother Fazal Badat, he passed away. Please make dua for his maghfirah, inshallah. So Allahumma ishfi mardana, warham mawtana, waqtim bisalihati a'malana. Allahumma inna nasaluka al-afwa wal-afiyah, wal-mu'afat al-daima, wal-fawza bil-jannati, wal-najati min al-nar. Please, family members, few family members who can be in the front area, please come forward. All right, so that will be for the Sabadia family. The reading of the Quran is between Zuhr and Asr, and the Suraya Latif family, they will have between Maghrib and Isha. Salatul Janazah, my brothers and sisters, the reminder has 4 takbirat. At the first takbir, raise your hand, then hold them as you do that in your regular salat, and recite Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik wa tabarak asmuk wa ta'ala jadduk wa jalla sana'uk wa la ilaha ghayruk. Then we'll have second takbir. If you want to add Surah Al-Fatiha, you can do that. Then we'll have second takbir. After that, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad and Allahumma barik ala Muhammad. And then third takbir, and then after that, a special dua for the maghfirah. Allahumma maghfir li hayyina wa mayyitina wa shahidina wa ghaibina, or any other dua for the maghfirah. And then we'll have fourth takbir and salam on both sides. So please turn your attention to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking His forgiveness for ourselves and for the people who passed away. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. Allahumma ighfir li hayyina wa mayyitina wa shahidina. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Allahumma ighfir lahuma wa rahamhuma wa afihima wa afu anhuma. Allahumma adkhilhum al-jannah. Allahumma adkhilhum al-jannah. Allahumma adkhilhum al-jannah. Allahumma in kana muhsinayn fazid fi ihsanihima. Allahumma in kana musii'ain fatajawaz anhuma ya Allah. اللهم افتنا بعدهما ولا تحرمنا أجرهما. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة والفوز بالجنة والنجاة من النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وصحبه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. من الله bless you. عظم الله أجركم. Please remember to pray your Sunnah prayer, and those of you who have double parked, kindly move your cars as soon as possible so that those who want to reach to their work, they can go. And inshallah, both bodies will be taken in the cars and then will be proceeding to the cemetery. There will be a large number of people, so try to carpool, so because so that it is not very crowded there. Inshallah, barakallahu fikum. And we'll come back here and pray Salatul Asr, inshallah.